if you are learning English as a foreign language, I will speak nice and slowly and clearly for you, and I encourage you to join in, repeat after me, practice your pronunciation, and I'll give you opportunities to speak the sentences as well and practice what you're learning. So I've switched to my other larger screen. So if I'm kind of looking up, that's why. My topic today is the present tense. So English has two, we could say there are more than two types of present tense, but the two we'll look at today are the simple present, and we use this to talk about facts, so things that are true, habits and routines, so things that we do regularly, things that we do often in our lives, everyday lives. We also use the present continuous tense, another kind of present tense, and we use that to talk about actions in progress, things that are happening now at the present time. So, two types of present tense. Let's look at the simple present first. We use the simple present to talk about facts, so things that are always true or generally true. So, like the sky is blue, or I have blonde hair, for example. We also use the simple present to talk about habits and routines. So things that we do often, things that we do regularly, things that we do every day or every week. So let's take a look at some basics. The first one, the verb be. So the simple present, we have I am. I am. I've got subjects on the left here. So the subject I am. You are, we are, they are. She is, he is, it is. The verb be is irregular, so it doesn't follow any kind of regular pattern. We have lots of irregular verbs in English and lots of irregular verbs too. So you just have to learn the irregular verbs. But I really encourage you to learn this verb very well, the verb be. It's also important when we use the present continuous tense as well. The verb have, just to recap, if you already are familiar with these verbs, just review with me. You can practice your pronunciation. We've got subjects I have, you have, we have, they have. All use the have form of the verb. And then he, she, or it has. And we could also include any third person subject like my mom, my friend, my sister, Daisy, James, etc. So let's look at a couple more verbs. The verb play is regular. So subjects I, you, we, they play. And then the third person, she, he, it, my mom, my dad, my friend, my brother, Daisy, James, John, plays. So with regular verbs in the simple present tense, she, he, and it, we usually add S. That's the general rule. Okay, let's look at one more. The verb go. The verb go is an irregular verb. But it kind of follows some kind of pattern in the simple present tense. I, you, we, they go. And then she, he, it goes. So for example, if we make a sentence, we could say, I go to school every day. That's an example of the simple present. We could say, she goes to the beach once a month. For example, the simple present. Okay, so now we've reviewed some verbs, some very, very common verbs. Let's look at the simple present and how we use it with facts. So to say things which are true, always true, or generally true. Okay, example one, pandas eat bamboo. I've underlined the word eat because it's a verb in the simple present. So if you guys want to try it, pandas eat bamboo. Try and copy my pronunciation. Pandas eat bamboo. Another example. Children go to school to learn. I've underlined go because it's a verb in the simple present tense. Copy me. Children go to school to learn. Okay, another example. Fish live in the sea. Live is a verb in the simple present tense. Fish live in the sea. Doctors work in hospitals. Work is a verb in the simple present tense. You try doctors work in hospitals. And lastly, the teacher speaks English. Speaks is a verb in the simple present tense. And because it's the teacher, it's he, she, or it, we add S, speaks. The teacher speaks English. Okay, so we use the simple present to talk about facts. Another way we use the simple present is to talk about habits and routines. So things that we often do, usually do every day, things that we do regularly in our lives. So when we talk about habits and routines, we often use adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency answer the question, how often? So there are two main categories of adverbs of frequency. We have adverbs of indefinite frequency. These are more general, less specific. So, for example, I'll just read the list. You can read along with me. Always, usually, often. We can also say often or often. Both are okay. Sometimes, rarely, and never. There are more adverbs of indefinite frequency, but these are the most common ones. So we've got, if we say always is 100% of the time, then never would be 0% of the time. And they're on a sliding scale from 100% to 0% of the time. Okay, so those are adverbs of indefinite frequency. And then on the right, adverbs of definite frequency. These are more specific. So I'll just read the list. You can read along with me. Every week or weekly, the same. Every month, monthly. Every day or daily. Once a week, twice a month, 3 times a year, at weekends, etc. You could think of some other examples like twice a week or 5 times a year or on Saturdays, etc. Okay, I've sorted them into 2 categories, so purple and green, because we use them slightly differently. So adverbs of indefinite frequency go before the verb and object. So I'll read some examples. You can copy me. First, I always do my homework. Can you spot the verb in the simple present tense? It's do. So always goes before the verb. I always do my homework. You try. Okay, another example. She usually reads history books. Usually is an adverb of indefinite frequency. It goes before the verb. Can you see the verb? It's reads. Reads is a verb in the simple present. Next one, we sometimes ride our bikes to school. You try? So sometimes goes before the verb ride. We sometimes ride our bikes to school. Last one, which is actually untrue of my dog. My dog never chases cats. Never is an adverb of indefinite frequency. It goes before the verb chases. So you try. My dog never chases cats. Okay, let's take a look at these adverbs in the right-hand column. Adverbs of definite frequency go after the verb and object, so slightly different. Some examples. My dad cleans the kitchen daily. Okay, so cleans is the verb. Place the adverb after the verb and object. So we wouldn't say my dad daily cleans the kitchen. It doesn't sound right. My dad cleans the kitchen daily. You try. Okay, we go to the movies twice a month. What's the verb? Go. Go is the simple present. She goes swimming every weekend. The verb is goes, and it's goes because it's he, she, or it. She goes swimming every weekend. And finally, I brush my teeth twice a day. You try? So the adverb twice a day goes after the verb brush and the object my teeth. Okay, so that's a bit about verbs and adverbs. Adverbs of frequency answer the question, how often? So if we put this together and write some sentences or make some sentences, let's use adverbs of definite frequency to make some sentences with the simple present tense. So we circle 2 days a week. I'll write a sentence and you can read it with me. So let's say I go to the library twice a week. So Monday and Friday, twice. I go to the library twice a week. So we use the simple present go because it's a habit, it's a routine. Okay, can you make a sentence like that with twice a week? Have a try. Think of something. Okay, let's highlight every day now. So every day, we could say every day or daily, the same meaning. So, for example, I eat breakfast every day. Okay, I eat breakfast every day. You try? I eat is a verb in the simple present tense. It's a habit, it's a routine. So I eat breakfast every day. Can you make a sentence with every day? Try. Try a different verb. Okay, I'm sure you've got some great ideas. Let's highlight Saturday and Sunday now. So Saturday and Sunday, the weekend. We could say at the weekend or at weekends. Let's make a new sentence. I visit my grandparents at weekends. You try? I visit my grandparents at weekends. At weekends, this tells us that it's every weekend, so every Saturday and Sunday. I visit my grandparents at weekends. Can you make a sentence with at weekends?